Hello, everybody. It is me, Pacific. And you know what? I'm here in my Cosby sweater, man. That's what people call it. So I like this sweater, man. I like these greens and blacks. I can't believe how many trolls leave nasty, hateful comments about my dorky Cosby sweaters. You know what? Check this out. Look at that, man. Isn't that just full of life? You know, when I look at a lot of people out there in society, I think they dress pretty drab, blah, and boring colors. You know, here in Colorado, we have something called Ugly Sweater Day. And it's like, really? I think most sweaters are ugly. At least this says life, man. I wanted to make a couple of points today because some things have happened to me in the last week. Some of you viewers that follow me notice my emotions have been a little more into this on a kind of touchy-feely thing, but hey, that happens. One of my videos on healing and some stuff I've been through this week dealing with the abuse I grew up in my childhood. Viewers, I have a confession to make. I still have some unresolved issues deep within, and you don't realize this. You just get up, go to work, do your day. I'm not making drama. I pounded on American women, screaming and whining for 30 years about some ex-bad boyfriend, husband, whatever. I want to say something. We carry scars. We have scar tissue. I told that to a lady a couple weeks ago. She'd never heard that term, and she said, you're right. You know, my involvement with her just as a friend caused her to break. She cried. She cried to her mother, cried to God. I don't know what I did. But she says, Pacific, you helped me so much. You helped me to look deep within myself. And I'm like, I am not a counselor here, man. I just make observations. She had some sort of epiphany, told some stuff to her mother that she had been carrying around for years. It really peeved her about her mother, and they both cried and made peace with each other. And I said, well, hey, that's not a bad thing. I made peace with a lady friend of mine this week that had lied to me, and that just chapped my butt, what she did. But I made a choice to forgive her and call her and told her, and she cried and broke. I was trying to deal with the abuse I went on, not to play victim, to pound on my bad upbringing and bring shame to my family that raised me, quote unquote. What I was trying to do was empathize with viewers and tell them, you've been through stuff, maybe this will help. But I confess to you that this morning, after talking to somebody who's close to me, family member, who I do trust, I do have some unresolved issues, viewers. And I'm sad to admit that we all carry some baggage and we all carry some scars. I don't want to be victim. But I noticed today, I went walking through the mall, a very large mall. It's called Colorado Mills here. I went inside because it's been like 10 degrees and I just didn't feel like walking outside. The cold's getting to me as I get older. I used to be a toughie. I lived in Minnesota, it'd be 50 below. I'd bundle up and play polar bear, go, wow, that was fun. But in 2008, something in me said, snap, hey, what's wrong with this picture? Time to get to the warmer climes. So I went walking around the mall. And I gotta be honest, as much as I love people, when I get into those crowded places, I feel very self-conscious and I feel very, very guarded. And you know what? I finally started analyzing it. And you know what it is? Fear of rejection, fear of being mocked, fear of being laughed at. Those scars that we go through, we hold for life, and they affect us. And we have to train ourselves to say, stop it. Who are these people? They're a bunch of mall people. They're buying stuff. It's funny, I was walking very fast, because the way I get my workout is a little bit of speed. Wasn't rude to anybody, I was just slaloming carefully and politely through the people. Past a few teenage girls, and I walked pretty fast, and all of a sudden I heard them sound like elephants banging around behind me because a lot of the teenagers who walk through the mall are basically in the way, dragging their butts around and moving slow, and you can just tell, even if they're skinny and cute, they're just not used to working it. And for whatever reason, they saw me trucking through there and thought, oh, let's be funny. They tried to catch up to me and they couldn't. I heard them banging, almost falling into people, and I was like, I just started laughing. I didn't even turn around. I just went, I thought, well. And yet part of me was a little bit defensive inside. I thought, oh, what are they, mocking me, making fun of me? And I said, stop it. So what if they are? They can't even keep up with you, dude. And I think I got about 100 feet and they gave up. And I felt good. And I, you know what? They were being obnoxious, but I just didn't even turn around, didn't pay them the time of the day, and suddenly I heard all the noise stop and realized they couldn't even keep up with me. They're out of here. Kind of fun. I get insecure and I get nervous. One of the hardest things I have in my life, viewers, is forgiving people that don't believe they've ever wronged me and never apologize and done horrendous, atrocious, very obviously wrong things. I don't have a problem when somebody looks me in the eye and sincerely says, Pacific, I am so sorry. But I have a problem forgiving people that did things, such as the video I talked about, the abuse. It's very hard to forgive people when they haven't acknowledged sincerely, with brokenness, with contrition. I'm a very forgiving person, but I find in some areas I'm not very forgiving until something is done on their part. Simple admission, simple, sincere contrition. And our American society has gotten so bad that way, whether it's some idiot cutting you off and you honking and out comes this. It's like, dude, you did that. You cut me off. What did you expect me to go, wow, thank you for cutting me off, dude? Sometimes in our culture, it seems a lot of Americans have a real problem with taking personal responsibility. And that chaps my butt more than somebody making a mistake. We all make mistakes. But somebody does something deliberate like that, and they can't even admit and apologize, then I just go, Urgh! Any of you viewers feel that? Let me know. Just let me know with a simple comment. I can relate to this specific. I'm still trying to work through things. And you know what? I'm not there yet. I go to work. I look for opportunities. A friend of mine today said, man, you love Hong Kong so much, you should save some money and go back. Right now, because of the economy and getting truck repairs and caught up on things, it'll be a while before I can save up enough to really head over there. But I'm becoming more comfortable with that idea of just work your butt off during the school year, take 3 months off, and go visit a country. Might not be a bad idea for me. But it's hard to work through issues, viewers. It's hard. We all have stuff we carry in us. Some just cope with it better than others. I've always been somewhat sensitive. A friend of mine told me, you have a very acute sense of smell. Somebody else, several people have told me, you have the ability to read people pretty fast. As much as I don't like the abuse I went through, I think some of the reason I'm able to see things more clearly is because of what I have been through. I was explaining to a friend of mine today that I dated a Chinese woman in Hong Kong. She spoke no English except hello, I love you, and bye-bye. That's it. And thank you. I knew a couple words of Cantonese. We dated for 2 months. She was really nice to me, but I learned something. It's body language, folks. It's body language. And it was so funny with her because we couldn't speak the language. There were no hang-ups. There were no barriers. There were no, well, what do you believe about this? What do you about this? We got along. She was fun to be with. We just enjoyed each other's company. And it was really quite fantastic. The reason I say that is I learned to read body language over the years. I can tell right away if a woman's interested in me. I can tell right away if they're not. I can tell right away if a woman's approachable. I can tell if she's a stuck-up snob, materialist. I can tell everything just by looking at her and analyzing her for a few quick seconds before she even opens her mouth. It took me a long time to get there. But you know what? I like having that ability because it gives me power to be in the driver's seat. and avoid some yucky yuck with those people. I just wanted to share with you viewers that I'm still broken in some ways. Not living on drama, not on the Drama Express, but I'm still working through stuff myself. And I say this to people who go through the same thing. Thanks for watching. It gives me encouragement to know that people are watching and hearing what I say. I thank you guys for intelligent comments, ladies and men. And I really love it that I am international and that I'm all over the place. This is about keeping it real. And when Middle Easterners and Muslims and Chinese and Americans and Aussies and everybody around the globe can write me with their viewpoints intelligently, it's really cool to be part of a racially and ethnically and economically and sexually diverse world, meaning male, female, and have people listen to what I have to say even if they don't agree, and continue to watch more because they like the way I present this stuff honestly, without hatred or contempt. I love people, but I'm still afraid of them. I get in certain crowds and I feel uncomfortable. Of course, the mall is not the place. I'm going to click. Anyway, you guys all know my views on materialism, and I'm thinking today is the day after December 25th, and what are all these people doing in here? Gosh. Anyways, specific thoughts on the matter. Think about it. Signing off. Bye-bye.